Hi everyone. We're going to go on a field trip this week to learn about container gardening. Welcome to my deck garden. I grow herbs, vegetables, flowers here, all in containers. What you need for a container garden is your pots. You need water, sunlight, plants, and then plant food. I use different kinds of pots in my garden. This is a plastic pot. It's working fine. That's a rosemary plant in there. And last year I experimented with this. This is a grow bag. It's made out of cloth. And my tomatoes did really well last year in the grow bags. It's supposed to promote healthy root growth. Here's a ceramic pot. What else do we have? We have a clay pot. And we have these planters that are lined with cocoa fiber. And this year I ended up getting some burlap planters because I could not find cocoa fiber planter inserts for this size of a basket. Everything that these containers have in common is that they all have a drainage hole and they are all suspended up off the deck somehow. Some of them have another pot underneath of them. Some of them are on little stands. Some of them are on a little table. And my favorite way to keep them off the deck is to use pot feet. Put 3 of these together and then your pot on top like this. And then the water won't, pool up on the deck and harm the wood. As far as soil is concerned, I always use a purchased mixture that has good for general purpose use. This is arugula. I planted this a few weeks ago. It's coming up nicely. This is leaf lettuce. That'll be okay. Here's my carnivorous plant garden with the pitcher plants. Believe it or not, a huge elephant ear plant will come out of this shortly. I've got a couple started here. These 2 will go down to the library and they'll greet you at the front door when you come to visit us. More lettuce. Chives. These overwintered last year. They came back again this spring. Sometimes the herbs do come back. Sometimes they don't. Little water garden. Venus flytraps. Rosemary herb. This one I overwintered in my house. This is French tarragon. This one also overwintered outside. Sometimes it doesn't make it, but it did well this year. It has kind of an anise flavor. It's good with fish and poultry. I like old-fashioned flowers, so I always get some geraniums. Here's the basil patch. And now to the tomatoes. I grow 2 cherry tomatoes each year, 2 different varieties. This one is a yellow variety and the other one is red. You might think I'm kind of crazy to make this huge cage around my tiny tomato plant. But last year the tomatoes grew up and over the top and came spindling down the sides. It was amazing. I like growing the tiny tomatoes because they mature very quickly and you get tons of harvest. This year I wrapped a pool noodle around the top so that when the branches flop over the top, the wire won't cut into them. Here we go with another old-fashioned plant, Marigold. Lemon thyme is a really nice thyme. Has a really sweet lemony odor and flavor. Good in salads or anything that you want a delicate lemon flavor. This is Vietnamese coriander or cilantro, also called rau ram. I prefer to grow this instead of regular cilantro because this lasts all summer long and it tastes just like the normal cilantro, but it gives you much more bang for the buck. I always think that the regular cilantro just kind of peters out too quickly. Here's a little Thai hot pepper. This will get really bushy and the peppers will be really hot and bright, bright red. Another geranium. And I also learned that I should bungee cord my tomato plants to the deck railing. If I don't do that, when the plants get very big and the wind hits them, the whole thing falls over. Hummingbird Feeder. Let's see what we have over here. More marigolds. This is parsley, Italian parsley. Looks kind of woebegone, but that's just because it got rained on and it's just been transplanted this week. This is a sage plant, an herb. Always reminds me of Thanksgiving. This is mustard greens. Every year I try something new, either plant or technique. So this is a new one for me this year. These are the burlap planter bags. This has nasturtium seeds in there. The reason I have this emery board here is when you plant your nasturtium seeds, it's a good idea to give them a little rub to help them germinate. This is a mint plant. And over here we have some impatiens. The mint and the impatiens and also the parsley like a shadier area. And this side of the deck is shadier than the other side. You'll need about at least 4 hours of sunshine if you're going to grow vegetables on your deck. More is better. Here's something that comes in handy too. This is a biological control for mosquito larvae. I use this in my bucket that I collect rainwater in, and also in my little miniature garden, water garden over here. Speaking of water, there is my hose. During the summer, these plants really need to be watered once a day. Even if you think it's going to rain at night, you're better off to water just in case. Now the thing is the plant food. I use a granular plant food on most of the plants. Just sprinkle it on once a month. It's real easy. But on the tomato plants, I use special tomato food that they get every week or two. So I hope you've had fun on our field trip and that you've learned a little bit about container gardening. It looks pretty small right now, but I plan to take another video later in the summer and then you can compare it. Hope you had fun with plants. Thank you.